You know that feeling of digging through your couch for spare change, hoping it'll magically multiply to cover rent? Imagine that, but every day is a quest through the sofa of life, where you're more likely to find a stale chip than a financial breakthrough. You're trying to level up in a game where it feels like you're stuck on a glitchy level, paycheck to paycheck, despite hitting all the right buttons. Picture this. Your bank account is a leaky bucket. Every paycheck fills it up, but bad habits and unexpected bills poke new holes faster than you can patch them. It's like you're in a sinking boat, bailing water with a cup that's also leaking, always a splash away from going under. And the worst part? You know you should be swimming to shore. But every time you try, a wave of urgent expenses crashes over you, pulling you back into the cycle of financial quicksand. But what if I told you there's a life jacket out there designed just for you, ready to turn your struggle into a float toward financial freedom? This isn't just another lecture on saving pennies. It's the wake-up call you needed. A map to navigate out of the paycheck-to-paycheck labyrinth, featuring Alex, who's about to teach us how to turn leaking buckets into a wellspring of wealth. Enter Alex, knee-deep in the swamp of financial quicksand. Every step they take to crawl out, another bill, another unexpected expense, sucks them back in. You've been there too. The moment you check your bank account, and the numbers feel like a slap in the face. Or when you're doing mental gymnastics to figure out if you can go out with friends without spiraling into overdraft. Coins and bills swirl around Alex like a sandstorm of expenses, each one a tiny but powerful force dragging them down. That gym membership you thought you'd use? Sand. The streaming services you barely watch? More sand. And just when Alex thinks they've got footing, bam, a medical bill hits like a boulder, sending them waist-deep again. Alex has tried all the usual advice. Budgeting apps that promised a lifeline just tangled them in confusing interfaces and guilt over daily spending. Cutting back on lattes? Done. But saving a few bucks on coffee isn't going to fill the bucket when it's leaking from bigger holes. Your brain, like Alex's, loves to justify instant gratification. It's just a small treat, you say, as if small treats don't stack into a mountain of sand pulling you deeper. Present you is all about comfort. Future you is on the shore, waving frantically for attention. Escaping financial quicksand isn't about cutting all joy. It's about finding solid ground, step by step. The bucket doesn't have to be leaky, and you're not stuck. There's a rope, a strategy, and it starts with understanding why you're stuck in the first place. As we throw Alex a lifeline, remember, the quicksand might be pulling you down, but you're not alone. With the right tools, you can start pulling yourself out. One solid, purposeful step at a time. Welcome back to Alex's journey, sprinting on the never-ending treadmill of frugality. They're chasing a carrot on a stick labeled financial freedom. But no matter how fast they run, it swings just out of reach. You're running right beside them, aren't you? Alex believes in the old playbook. Cut back. Hustle more. Pray the math adds up. The budget gets trimmed until it's leaner than a gym rat on prep day. Side gigs? Plural. Weekends blur into deliveries and freelancing. Investing? They try, even though the portfolio is more roller coaster than steady climb. Despite all this, Alex feels stuck. Savings are barely a blip, and one unexpected expense knocks everything back to zero. The problem isn't that the game is rigged against them. It's rigged against the idea that just working harder is the golden ticket. It's like filling a sieve with water. No matter how fast you pour, you're never getting a drink. The brain is wired for immediate reward. Saving feels abstract and future-focused, so every dollar set aside feels less satisfying than it should. And those unnecessary expenses cut from the budget? They were the small joys that made the grind bearable. Without them, motivation tanks. The wheel keeps spinning, and you feel like a hamster. This isn't the end of the road. The path to stability isn't paved with sacrifice alone. It's about smarter, not harder. The real challenge is rewiring how you think about money, joy, and balance. The lifeline isn't a bigger carrot or faster pace. It's stepping off the treadmill and changing the game. Imagine your financial habits as a garden. You're watering diligently, expecting blooms, but weeds are everywhere. That's pouring resources into a lifestyle that's all leaves, no fruit. The weeds are splurges, the treat-yourself moments that feel great now but choke long-term growth. Every impulse buy is watering the weeds. Your reward system is tricking you, making you feel like you're winning when you're really cultivating debt and delayed dreams. Managing money isn't just about where it goes. It's about managing the gardener. You. It's knowing why you water weeds when you dream of flowers. Your garden doesn't need more water. It needs a gardener who knows the difference between what feels good now and what's best for the future. Recognize weeds for what they are. Temporary pleasures that cost more than they give. Start investing in your garden's future. Prioritize watering the seeds of assets and savings that will bloom over time. It's not about never enjoying the now. It's about choosing moments wisely so you're not sacrificing potential for a fleeting burst of color. As the first sprouts of wise choices show up, your brain starts to rewire. Seeing growth becomes the new instant gratification. You're not fighting to save. You're strategizing to grow. Your garden becomes pride, not a chore. All right, let's get our hands dirty. You're facing a wild patch, impulse buys, and high-interest debt thriving like weeds. That gym membership flexing on your statement without breaking a sweat? Pull it. Streaming services multiplying like rabbits? Thin the herd. Each weed you yank frees space for good growth. Now plant. Seeds are your financial goals. A savings account is a sturdy oak, slow but steady. Investments are fruit trees, more care, bigger rewards. Emergency funds are the flowering bushes that bloom when you need them most. Gardens don't grow overnight, and neither does wealth. Play the long game. Mark where you'll plant those trees and commit. Think bonsai, carefully cultivated over time. Automation is your irrigation system. Auto-transfer savings so seeds get watered regularly without you lugging the can. When expenses look like thirsty flowers, automation keeps your garden alive. While it grows, add financial education, the fertilizer. Learn budgeting, investing, and saving so every seed has the best chance to thrive. Picture your garden taking shape. The first green shoots pushing through. Your landscape is beginning to flourish. Maintaining and expanding it is the next challenge. Fast forward a few years. Welcome to Alex's garden of financial freedom. Lush, vibrant, thriving. You're not peeking over the fence anymore. You're standing in it, asking, how can this be mine too? The seeds of savings and investments have become sturdy trees bearing fruit, security, and abundance. The weeds of debt are gone. The random bursts of impulse color have been replaced with consistent, calming greens of a real buffer. The battleground is now a sanctuary. Alex didn't grow a green thumb overnight. They learned which plants needed sun and which ones needed shade. Your financial landscape isn't one size fits all either. It's learning what works for you. From seasons and storms. The most striking part? Paths paved with patience and resilience. Every step reflects a choice, a discipline kept, a small victory. On these paths, Alex found peace. No longer surviving, but flourishing. Alex's story isn't just a flex. It's a blueprint. Start planting your seeds today. Yes, it takes time and effort. But watch your garden grow as debts shrink and investments bloom. This garden isn't just theirs. It's yours for the taking. Your financial future isn't a tangled forest of fear. It's a garden waiting to be cultivated. The tools, you've got them. The seeds, your dreams, goals, and aspirations. The soil, your actions, decisions, and daily habits. Your garden of financial freedom isn't a distant dream. It's a reality waiting to unfold. One day, one decision, one seed at a time. And as the sun sets on Alex's garden, it rises on yours, full of hope and potential. If you vibed with this story, hit subscribe and stick around. More real talk and money glow-ups coming your way.